Welcome to the Sisters of Stardust, our D&D campaign we do live on TikTok every Tuesday. I'm Zach, the Dungeon Master, and with me as always is my awesome sister. And I'll let her introduce herself and her character.
Hi, I'm Amanda, and my character is Deidra Shimmerstone. She is a halfling storm sorcerer with the halfling mark of healing. I don't know if I said any of that right.
No, that was perfect. I got it at least.
Okay.
Last time when we played, the ladies woke up to a scream in the middle of the night. And so Deidra went to go figure out what was going on, and she walked into Telane's room, who is the shadow sorcerer of the house, and a big toad creature had her in its mouth. And her hand was like hanging out of it, and he ran, and she went to go and grab him, and he teleported behind her and ran off. So she chased this teleporting toad thing into the basement where there was a portal in front of the Darkstone. So she jumped into the portal, and she actually brought Jeanette with her. Her and Jeanette ended up fighting this toad guy who was just like running away. He didn't really, I don't think he actually even made any attacks against you guys. He just kept trying to get away. But you guys ended up taking him out, and he fell over dead. You guys pulled Tulane out of his mouth, and she was unharmed. But when you were in this weird plane, like all the color was gone, and it was just like blacks, but you did see a little hut that had orange coming from it, and that's where the toad was heading. So you guys decided to go and confront whoever sent out this toad. So you went and knocked on the door, and a creepy old lady who had green, so the whites of her eyes were all green, and she had really good done hair, but her fingers were like really tucked into her hands. She opened the door and said, "Oh, I was only expecting one of you." And they were like, "Hey, you shouldn't have been expecting any of us. Why were you having a swallow toad thingy?" And they ended up having a conversation with this lady, and they were like, "What did you want with Tulane?" And she said she wanted to give Tulane more power, and upon further questioning, basically they were like, why are you giving power to people? She's like, "Because I want to start a war." And she's like, "Why do you want to start a war?" She's like, "Because I feel like I can't be myself out in the normal world, and I want to be." So they kept talking for a while, and eventually the ladies came to the conclusion, she also wanted to take Tulane's shadow. That was the big thing. And they were like, "What are you going to do with Tulane's shadow?" She's like, "I'm going to take her shadow and make it into a power for her. Make it more powerful." So after some deliberation, they were like, "You should do it, Tulane. You should let this lady take your shadow." So she took Tulane's shadow out and put it into a mortar and pestle and worked it, and it came out a little shadow puppy. So this shadow puppy is now Tulane's shadow that she still, I guess, has, but isn't a shadow anymore. And they ended up naming the puppy Dusty because it was dusty looking. So after that, they ended up leaving the portal, and the witch basically was like, "Hey, I like to grant people power, so whoever talks to the stone, I'll give them power, so only let good people that you want to have powers talk to the stone." And you guys were like, "Okay, it's in the basement." And so, sorry, I'm taking sips of drinks. And so you guys ended up leaving this portal. On the outside, you talked to your friend, what's his name? Harold. Talk to your friend. Sorry. Were you stopping me?
No.
Okay. You talked to your friend Harold. He ended up finding some shadow stuff on your leg from the portal. So he found this shadow stuff, which is basically something that's used in illusion spells and that they call from. So he ended up telling you actually were in the Shadowfell for a little bit. That's the plane you guys were in. You asked him to turn the shadow stuff into a companion like Tulane. Basically, you said you wanted a snake, or Deidra said she wanted a snake, and then after that, he showed Deidra and the other ladies that he'd actually grown a full square inch of skin for himself in making his own body. Because if you remember, he is still a skeleton. The next day, you had a couple of sprites come to you and say, hey, there are these guys looking, like, making patrols into the woods looking for your mom and your aunt. And so he came up, one of the sprites came up with the idea of basically sending a hill giant after them. So they were going to pester a hill giant and then send it to the camp. And then Deidra also asked him to bring something of theirs back so she could use her crystal ball to scry on them. So that is going to be happening here pretty soon. I'll say the next day, while Deidra is working at the inn, or whatever it's called, the inn, one of the sprites comes and he actually has a dagger with him.
Great.
So, first things first, looking at this dagger, it is a tri-tip dagger, which means it can only, it doesn't cut people, slash people only can be stabbed in, so there's 3 sides to it. And he said, also, he ends up saying, we also got the hill giant to go after. We got the hill giant over there. That's when I was able to, grab this dagger.
Perfect.
So, as of right now, there's apparently some guys fighting a hill giant, and you have a dagger for them.
Okay, so now that I have this dagger, I am free to assume that it belongs to these men, right?
Yes. On closer inspection of the dagger, actually, you can see there is a name on it. I had it pulled up, but I lost it. But there is a name on the dagger. Ezra Brand.
That's not my dad, is it?
No, your dad's Vance.
Vance.
Vance, TH.
Vance.
Mm-hmm.
Vance. Okay. Anyway.
It does kind of sound similar, huh?
So let's go to home.
Okay.
Let's go home. And we're gonna go talk to my madre.
Okay. So your mom is in her I always imagine her in a study in a big comfy chair. But we can say she's somewhere else if that doesn't seem right to you, but that's where I imagine her chilling most of the time, reading her books, doing things like that.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm. So she's in her study in her chair.
Okay. I go in there, and I'm like, hey, so this belongs to one of the men that is trying to find Helena, that's looking for you guys. Do you recognize the name?
And so she grabs the dagger and looks at it, and so just to be clear, on each third of this blade, I guess for lack of a better term, there's a different thing. So it says Ezra, Brand, and then Inquisitor on one side. So it's like a ceremonial dagger, I guess, is the way I want to say that, or a badge of office. So she looks at it. She's like, I don't know who Ezra is, but the people looking for us go by inquisitors. She's like, so Ezra must be one of the newer of their group.
Okay.
She's like, the other ones, they're the what's their name? The Goodbrush brothers. She's like, I think they're the Goodbrush brothers. Sorry, I have all these notes in my phone that I'm forgetting.
That's okay. Okay. Let's look at what they're doing. So I pull out the seer stone.
Okay. So you scry on them, and when you do this, you basically are like in a cloud looking down on them, right? And so what's happening is you see this Ezra guy, like it peers out from him, and he is a halfling, and he has actually some pretty like jet black hair, and his hair's hanging down in front of his face. But it's like scrying on him really close, and it pulls back. And as it pulls away, you see two smushed halfling next to him. So there's two smushed halfling, and as it pulls further back, there is a dead giant laying on the ground. And this guy is rubbing, it looks like he's rubbing a cloth on like a wooden, it looks like a wand but thicker.
Like a club.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
But it looks like he's managed to take down this giant, but the other two of his party are dead.
I just wonder how they could have, like, tracked us here, because we've been teleporting everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So, I'm gonna ask my mom, what do you think we should do?
So when you talk to her, she's like, honestly, I think I need to go hide somewhere for a while. She's like, I think you guys can stay here, but me and Rhea probably should go somewhere. Because if you guys get caught with us, it's going to be bad.
Okay.
She's like, yeah.
Have Jeanette give you a tuft of her hair.
Okay.
So that we can communicate, and we'll let you know when it's safe to return.
She's like, okay. She's like, she's like, I'll just find somewhere to go. I'm not gonna, basically she's like, I'm not gonna tell you so that we can kind of be safe in that regard.
That's fine.
And she goes. And you hear your aunts like grab, basically they have some like go bags that they grab and they go.
Okay. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. So they still haven't found your village or anything yet, but yeah, the guys, they're, at least this Ezra guy is still alive.
Okay. I think that we should head out to where they are.
You're gonna go confront them?
No, yes, kind of.
Okay.
We're gonna go run into them.
Okay. And so, just so you know, there were only 3 of them, and now there's only 1. So it's just this one guy left.
Okay.
So if you go out there, the sprites know the way to their location, and you'll know you're close because there's a giant dead hill giant.
Okay.
That's a little redundant, but you get what I mean.
A little bit. That's okay.
But you walk up to this this site, and there's a guy working on things there, like getting things ready.
I'm just gonna say, hello there.
Okay. And he's this guy, like, he's just standing there. He's like he's just obviously discouraged. He's like, why, hello there. I don't suppose you guys would know where I could hunker down for the night that isn't in the middle of the woods where a giant can attack me?
Well, we've been camping out in the woods for a couple of weeks actually hunting this thing. But it looks like you've taken care of it for us.
I'm going to have you make a deception check.
Okay.
Boop, boop, boop.
Roll good for me, Zach.
Oh, it's a natural 1, so we gotta re-roll it.
Reroll.
4.
Plus 3.
What?
7.
Okay, so right when you say that, he's like, his eyes like get narrow a little bit. He's like, you've been hunting a giant in the woods?
Well, it's been causing us some problems. So
He's like,
we decided to take care of it.
He's like, well, I took care of it, as you can see. He's like, I don't suppose there's a reward for it. I'm doing the wrong voice. Well, as you can see, I've taken care of it. I don't suppose there's any type of reward for doing this. 2 of my companions died.
We really don't have anything. We were just trying to protect each other.
Okay. He's like, so there's not a town nearby?
No.
He's like, well, that's unfortunate.
We came from very far east of here, so I imagine Helena is west of this place.
That's where I imagine it too, so
okay.
East is good. He's like, He's like, well, I came from the east as well. It's just working my way down.
If you would like some companions, we can walk back with you. I don't know what you're out here looking for, but
he's like,
we'd be happy to accompany you, since it seems you've lost your companions.
He's like, well, apparently there was a commune of halfling, and well, they didn't want to be found, which I guess it wasn't worth it. I don't know.
Yeah, just looking for a halfling compound? I've never heard of such a place.
Like, not a compound, like a commune, you know? Like, just a place where they live in seclusion.
I understand. That sounds like it would be really nice, actually.
You're telling me.
These... What?
He's all, you telling me.
We've been exploring these woods for the last several weeks and haven't found anything like that.
He's like, He's like, well, where do you suppose, where were you gonna, if we're heading back east, where were you planning on going?
What's the town that, Jeanette is from?
Huckleberry.
We were thinking of heading back to Huckleberry.
It's like, Huckleberry. And he like, let me see here. I gotta roll for him real quick. He's like, well, I'm willing to go. It's like, I've never been to Huckleberry, but apparently it's a charming little town. And if it's got an inn that I can stay at, I would appreciate it.
It has a quite nice inn, so...
Yeah. If you remember, it's a unicorn. It's like the dancing unicorn inn.
Okay.
And he's all...
So we'll start walking back there with him, I guess.
He, like, grabs a couple of things from his companions. Just, like... He grabs some daggers from them. The same dagger that you guys already got. Did you bring the dagger with you, or did you leave it at your house?
I'm gonna say we left it.
Okay.
Just because we already, like, found him. We don't really need to see him.
Yeah.
And now that I know him, I can use the seer stone on him anyway.
Yes, you can.
So.
He gathers a couple of things, some daggers, and just, like, some golden things, and he starts walking with you guys, and he's all, you know, those 2 men who were with me were royalty. He's like, I'm probably never going to be able to go home.
Royalty?
He's like, yeah. They were playing, well, apparently they were looking for some fugitives, a couple of sisters who committed some crimes.
What did
They
they want
brought
with
me
them?
along with them because, well, I was trained by one of the best, I was just, I'm really good at tracking things. Not tracking things. I just have some good skills, and they bribed me into going with them. Now they're dead, and if I go home and tell people they're dead, I'm gonna get in trouble. So, that's great.
I'm sorry to hear that. Well, you're welcome to stay in Huckleberry with us for a few days, and then we think we're gonna go adventuring again.
He's like, what parts are you going to?
We're not quite sure yet.
It's like, well, I don't know where I'm gonna go. I'll probably stick around here for a while anyway.
Sounds fair to me.
So
since you can't go home.
Yeah. So he like keeps walking with you guys. If there's anything you like want to ask him or like say to him, you can, or figure out from him. But he's basically just gonna go to Huckleberry with you guys.
Yeah. Just want to be like, so what were these like royals of? Like, where are they from?
Well, they're technically from Cormyr. Cormyr is, I know it's weird because they were halfling, and Cormyr is an elven place. But their family was a bunch of ambassadors from there, and they were trying to make a name for themselves. Still have a lot of influence, and let's just say I'm pretty much screwed until I figure out.
Well, if they can't find you.
He's like, people can find me, it's just they don't know yet. And if I went in there, oh, the royals are dead, wouldn't be happy.
Definitely not. Alright. So let's just walk on to Huckleberry then.
As he's walking with you guys, he's basically he kind of asks you just a couple of questions. He's like, where are you guys originally from?
Well, Jeanette and Tulane here are from Huckleberry, and I am kind of from everywhere. I was an orphan, so I just have kind of wandered for a long time.
He's like, me too. That's funny. He's like, I wandered around for a long time, got stuck in this place called Goodfeld, and then ship captain took me out, became my mentor.
Oh, Goodfeld.
Great man.
Isn't that where my dad is?
No, Goodfeld's where you guys were in the other campaign.
Oh.
Where the vampires and stuff are.
Gotcha.
This is way before that, though.
Huh?
This is way before that.
Way before that? Oh, yeah. Sisters of Stardust is way before that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's like, yeah, Goodfeld, it's good people, but you want to make a name for yourself or become something other than, I don't know, a lost person. It's not very fitting. It's like I did meet a great ship captain, my mentor. Taught me everything I know.
Oh, who's that?
A man named Vanth.
Vanth. I don't know why, but that name sounds familiar.
He's like, well, he was quite connected in the kingdoms for a while there. He had a falling out, apparently. Didn't talk about it much, but he decided to go solo. Still quite successful, mind you, but taught me everything I know, and I've kind of struck out on my own. And I've been doing pretty well. Obviously, I was in with some royalty, but now it's I don't know. I'll find these sisters and then be on my way.
Why don't you just go back to Vance?
Vance, I can't live in another man's shadow forever. I gotta be my own man.
Fair enough. Well,
we'll say you guys are like walking up to the town right now, so you're walking by like the stable where you rented the metal carriage to get the dark stone, and the unicorn, the dancing unicorn inns like in the distance.
Okay. So, this town is quite conservative, so just be careful who you talk to and what you do.
He's like, what do you mean?
They don't really like magic or violence.
He's like, well, I suppose that makes sense, but what are they going to do? I just killed a giant by myself.
That's true.
He just kind of is like, they can get mad at me all they want. Like, you know, he kind of has like a cocky vibe.
Yeah. I just killed a giant by myself. But he couldn't save the royals.
He's like, yeah.
Maybe he didn't save them on purpose. That's what my worry is.
He's like,
so do you know what they wanted? Do you know what they wanted with the sisters?
Oh. So apparently, there's this... These sisters stole a particular item. Very magical. Basically, I did my research on it. It's a sector that somebody can put their memory into. And when they die, basically the sector will give all of those memories to somebody else. So, It's not really a resurrection or anything like that, but it is a great way for like a royal family to know their history and to know a lot of old and ancient magic.
It's kind of a form of immortality in a way.
In a way. Very valuable, and I think anyone who has it would. It's a great thing to have. Imagine lifetimes of history and I don't know. It's just unbelievable. Imagine that rushing into your mind and knowing. I would love to, like, first off, get it back, then bring it to the royals, have seen that history, because obviously you put it in your brain and then you put it back, right? I think it would be great. Any historian or person who wants to know things would absolutely... There's so many. It's very powerful. Information is power. That's what I learned from my life.
How do they know that the sisters stole it?
Oh. Apparently one of the sisters got caught. So one sister, they didn't even know that they were sisters, first off. This is the story that they told me. This is probably third hand at this point. Sisters, one sister broke in, stole the sector. Other sister was working for the royal family.
Uh-huh.
Sister gets caught. Other sister sticks her neck out for... Sister who works for the royal family sticks her neck out for the sister who gets caught. And then turns out it's an inside job. The sister who was working for the royal family wanted to know all of this information. And apparently she was trying to find something that they were hiding as a family. Lots of secrets in a royal family, especially if you're putting all of your memories into a scepter, am I right? So,
definitely.
They ended up catching one of the sisters, and I think they both probably used it. I'm not sure. if they caught them before they used it or during, like, them stealing it process. But I imagine they know something now that these people are deathly afraid of. And I want to know too, if I'm being honest.
You want to know the secrets of the royals?
He's like,
I feel like that's never a good idea.
He's like, information is power. Imagine if those women hadn't run away and they were just like, hey, we're completely on your side, we believe. They could have had anything they wanted. At least I think so.
I don't think so.
No?
If you have information that the royals don't want you to have, they will get rid of you.
I suppose it depends on the information.
That's true.
He's like, but I've always been one for dabbling. I don't know, just looking for things that other people can't get their hands on.
Me too.
Oh.
Which is why we are adventurers, as one would call it.
I'm gonna do an insight check for you real quick. So I did 10.
Just 10.
Just 10k. So he was like, kind of like saying something like very undertoned, but it's kind of hard to. You didn't really get it. You're like, you get that he was trying to communicate something weird to you, but it was just like, it like went over your head. He was talking too cryptically, if that makes sense.
Can I just be like, what do you mean?
He like giggles to himself. He's all, I was an orphan and a thief for most of my life. That's all.
I mean, that's kind of what I was picking up, but like...
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how else would you survive? Right?
Right. He's as you guys like get up closer to the end, he's like, so where are you guys going adventuring after this?
We haven't decided yet. We're thinking we're gonna head out south, maybe. See what we can find.
He's like, south? You gonna go over the mountains and through the desert?
Possibly.
He's like, well, if you find any... If you get word of any... whatever. I'm gonna stick here and I'm gonna try and find that sector and those sisters.
Okay.
And he like goes and sits at the table and like buys himself just like some food and drink before the night, because he did take all of the royal guys' money as well.
Yeah, I figured.
But he's like, what? Sorry, who did you bring with you as well?
Everyone?
Everyone? Okay. And he's just like, I'm sorry, my name is Ezra. Pleasure to meet all of you. And he basically he's just asking for your names.
I'm Deidra. This is Arya. This is Jeanette, and this is Tulane.
He's like, pleasure to meet you, ladies. He's like, I've had a long and rough day, but you were a good part of it. And then he's like,
I'm glad.
He's like, I'm going to eat, get myself some rest, and then figure out what to do.
Okay, maybe we'll see you again.
He's like, I hope so. And he ends up eating, and then he'll go and rent himself a room.
Okay.
But you are in Huckleberry now.
We're gonna go stay in the stable again.
Okay. You go there, and one of the workers is there, and he's like, oh, you guys are good? How does he talk?
I don't remember.
I know he had like a southern accent, but I'm trying to find it. Yeah.
I don't know if you had a southern accent.
Pretty sure he did. He's all... I'm pretty sure he talked like this. Except for he was high like this. He's like, you ladies, gonna stay in the lofts again?
If that's okay with you, we would like to.
He's like, yeah, you can go ahead and stay up there. You're my friends now. You guys paid a lot for that carriage, so... Or that, yeah, you paid a lot, so... Go ahead and sleep up there, it's fine.
Cool.
So you guys are up in the, stable attic again. Boom, boom.
Boom, boom.
What do you want to do?
We're just gonna talk, I guess. I don't know what we're gonna do. Cause, I mean, how are we gonna get away from this guy? And make sure he doesn't come back, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of in a weird situation, too, so...
He is. And, like, he really wants to find the sisters, and he's a tracker, kind of, from what I gathered. So...
I mean, he's an inquisitor.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna look through, like, my stuff, make sure that we have everything, so... In case he took anything, because he's a thief.
Yeah, I got you. You picked up on the fact that he's a thief. You look through all of your things. Nothing. He hasn't like lifted anything off of you.
Okay.
All things you left with, you still have.
Okay.
Okay, you have all of your stuff. All the other ladies are there. Jeanette pipes up. She goes, he knows that we were lying about camping in the woods, by the way.
So what was he thinking?
Well, he's definitely suspicious that we know where the place is. He didn't really have a name for it in his head. But he was suspicious that we knew where it was. I don't think he had... He basically just wanted to keep tabs on us and get a bunch of information. That's the extent of what I learned from him. He really doesn't seem like he knows what he's going to do, but he is pretty dead set on finding it.
Okay. I think that... I don't think we should go home. If you guys are okay with camping out for a few weeks.
Jeanette's all... She's like, I want to stay around the Darkstone, especially now that we know there's a crazy witch in there who gives people powers. She's like, I could do what I was originally doing here and just, change my shape so I look differently and read his mind, keep tabs on him in that way. But I don't know what to do if he starts just going into the woods or going looking for it again.
Well, if he thinks that we know where it is, he's probably going to be keeping tabs on us pretty closely. So maybe we just hold on to him long enough until he loses interest.
So we're just going to stick around?
So maybe head south, go to the mountains.
She's like, we can't... Jeanette is also like, I think some of us need to go back. Like,
for what?
She's like, he's going to be looking for the place, and if he doesn't find your mother and your aunt, I feel like, well, he killed a giant by himself. He could do some damage.
I just don't want him knowing even where it is.
That's true, but if we're not... How are we going to know if he finds the place if no one's there to let us know?
We have the Seer Stone.
That's true. We do have the Seer Stone. She's like, I wasn't thinking about that. Um, she's like, I guess we can go south. Are we going to stay here for a little while, or what do we want to do?
Yeah, let's stay here for like a week, gather up some rations.
Okay. She's like, I guess I don't have to keep tabs on him if we're just trying to be inconspicuous. As you guys were talking, Tulane has her little shadow dog. She's like playing with it. And it's doing its own thing, and like it's like running off in the corner and like catching like rats in the barn and stuff.
Cool. Is it like trained to listen to her, or? So
basically what happens with this dog is like, as far as like combat and stuff, she has a thing called the Hound of Ill Omen. So it's a dog that can basically go through walls and stuff and attack things for her. Let me read what it does for you, actually.
Okay.
Sorry, I haven't updated her like character sheet or anything just because I'm lazy. But it's
okay. We haven't really updated any of the character sheets.
Yeah.
Just mine.
Like, it would be easier for me to update them if I didn't have to restart them every time. I'm trying to find another program that I can do. That'll make it a little easier for me, but I've been having a hard time because it just takes me such a long time because I can't read, you know?
Well, if you ever need help,
I will let you know. You could probably do it in 2 seconds. I'll show you, though. I'll show you how I do it next time you're over. And I'm building a new computer, so that'll be cool. But yes, this thing is called the Hound of Ill Omen. And basically, I'll just read the whole thing. You gain the ability to call forth a howling creature of darkness and harness to harass your foes. As a bonus action, you can spend 3 sorcery points to summon a Hound of Ill Omen to target one creature that you can see within 120 feet of you. The Hound uses the Direwolf's statistics with the following changes. The Hound size is medium, not large, and counts as a monstrosity, not a beast. It appears with a number of temporary hit points equal to your sorcery level, or your sorcerer level. It can move through other creatures' objects as if it were difficult terrain, and the Hound takes 5 force damage if it ends its turn within an object. At the start of your turn, the Hound automatically knows its target's location, and even if the target's hidden, if the target is hidden, it is no longer hidden for the Hound. The Hound appears in an unoccupied space of your choice within 30 feet of the target. Roll initiative for the Hound on its turn. It can move only toward the target, only to the target, but the most direct route, and it can use its action only to attack the target. The Hound can make opportunity attacks, but only against the target. Additionally, while the Hound is within 5 feet of the target has disadvantage on saving throws against spells you cast. The Hound disappears if it is reduced to 0 hit points, or the target is reduced to 0 hit points, or after 5 minutes. So it's a pretty good little thing that she has.
It is pretty good. I like it.
Mm-hmm. And I like that she has like the hold person spell or whatever, so she can just hold him and the dog will gnaw on him, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it does, like mechanically. When it's not.
She's on her AC is 10.
What's up?
I said too bad her AC is 10.
Who, Tulane's?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we could probably make her have a better AC eventually, but as of right now, no. And she can't take force damage or whatever, so that's good.
That's true.
Or she's resistant to it anyway. But yeah, the dog can come out during combat just to do like that stuff, but it costs 3 sorcery points. So I think you guys are level 6. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we have 4 sorcery points.
No, you'd have 6.
Oh, it's equal to your level?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this whole time I thought I only had 4.
No, it's equal to your level. It's your sorcery level, so you probably did have only 4 for a long time, but it's 6 now because we did level you twice last time we leveled you because I forgot to another time. But yes, what do you guys want to do for this week?
We will just let's like fish and stuff and collect like food.
Okay.
And then just like hang out at the inn and just like do like normal things that people would do if they were familiar with the area.
Okay. So you do know the fishing spot with the flying fish too. So you can go there if you want to.
Okay.
There is still a dead, like, weird carcass thingy of that guy you killed.
The fish ate him.
So he has regenerative. His body regenerates, even though he's dead. Like, his body is taking a long time to decompose because it has like a lot of stuff is just like still growing back, even though he's dead. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but he won't come back to life, right?
No, he won't come back to life. Basically, the idea is like his blood is magical, so you could like use it for like to make potions. Even though you already have a guy who makes potions for you, that was like an option you had before, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But other than that, he's dead.
Okay.
I guess if you want to, you could just have like never-ending bait there.
That's
This
true.
dead guy. So.
Okay, so we go there, we fish.
Okay.
If this guy comes with us, he'd just be like, "What is that?" And we'll be like, "We killed him. He tried to eat us."
Do you try to get him to go with you ever?
I don't know. I think that he would want to.
So, like, after 3 days, he ends up doing, like, a little... Like, he kind of sets up, like, a show in a town square. This guy's in the middle. He's like, come on, blah, blah, blah. And he's, like, kind of... He's just doing kind of some, like, illusion tricks and stuff with, like... You told him to be inconspicuous with magic and, like, not be dangerous, and he's basically doing the opposite of what you said. He's, like... in this square, like, performing, like, street magic with actual magic. He's making, like, a, what's it called? Oh no, the hand that can appear. What, mage hand?
Mage hand?
He has a mage hand that appears, and he had the little club that he had, he pulls it out, and he cranks a little crank on the back, and he is, like, shooting stuff out of the air with it, so he basically has a flintlock pistol.
He's making a spectacle of himself.
Yeah. And he's, like, performing for these people and, like, shooting things out of the air and, like, pulling things, like, pulling cards out. He's doing just, like, simple magic. He's even doing, like, sleight of hand jokes with people. Like, oh, I have your coin purse now. Like, throws it back to him. Like...
Because he's, like, a thief.
Yeah, he really doesn't care. And people are actually giving him money to, like, he has like a little thing set up and they're like throwing money to him. And
1 second.
You're good. The boys. Boom, boom.
Okay, sorry. And what?
And yeah, you get the vibe that he's not really doing this because he needs money. He has plenty of money. He's doing it because he likes to do it. Like, he's showing off, he's doing things, he's like in it for the hustle, if that makes sense.
He's just having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well. Okay. Yeah, we'll ask him if he wants to come with us.
He's like, we're gonna go fishing?
Yeah, we're just gathering food and stuff for when we
He's like, you know what?
continue adventuring.
He's like, you know what? Why not? And he gathers all of his like extra cash that he's made and things, and he goes with you guys. And he actually does have his own fishing equipment.
Cool.
Boop, boop. But he he fishes with you guys.
Okay. So I feel like we're becoming kind of friends with this guy.
He's pretty cool with you guys. Like if you ask him to go somewhere, he'll go with you. Like it's kind of like he doesn't know what else to do with himself, so he's fine with it, you know.
Yeah.
He's fine with just chilling with you guys when you want to do stuff.
Okay.
But after 3 days, or after the third day, so the fourth day, he'll be like, yeah, I think I'm going to go back out, look for that place. I'll probably be back in the next 2 days. If you guys want to go fishing again or do anything like that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
He's like, all right. So he
Isn't it Huckleberry to Helena like a week's journey?
yeah, so it's like a week normally. So if he's going out for 2 days, like, you guys don't feel like you have to worry too much.
Okay, that's how I was feeling, so.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Leslie!
Boom.
Okay, yeah, that's how I was feeling. I'm like, I don't feel like I have to worry because it's pretty far away.
Yeah. So are you just going to wait in town for him to come back, or what do you want to do?
I don't know. Sorry, Scott just texted me something.
No, you're good.
Anyway. No. I don't know what I want to do.
You want... Sorry, I'm looking for something real quick. But just, yeah, if you want to do anything or you can think of anything you want to... You're good. Just let me know. I'm looking something real quick, though.
I want to go home, but I don't want to, like, lead him there, so...
Yeah.
I want to say, like, we start heading home.
Okay.
But, like, not following the typical trails that we do so that we don't, like, run into him.
Got you. So you're, like, avoiding him, but, So, yeah. I'll say you guys make your way home. When you get there, if you ask people around if anybody found the place, he hasn't.
Okay.
But yes, Mr. Ezra went looking, so.
Yeah. And can I check my looking glass?
Yeah. So when you look in your crystal ball, you can do it once a day. So what time of day do you want to do it? And I'll say it's been a week because it does take you a week to get home.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what time do you normally look in the glass?
I'm gonna say, I would say like in the morning time.
Okay. So, after a week, like there are a couple of days where he wakes up, like you see him in the inn, and he's like shaving and stuff in the mirror. But there are other days where he's like making his way, like he tries to make it a point to like make it at least to the giant before he makes his way back, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But he's now starting to make his way past the giant and look like further in.
Okay.
One day, so I'll say about 5 days after you first start looking, after you first get home, you notice one morning he's like looking around. He's like, "Huh, I lost my dagger." So like he notices that his dagger's missing, which is just silly, I guess. I don't know, but I won't say there. But
Okay.
yeah.
I feel like eventually he's gonna make it here.
Okay, we want to roll a performance for your wages.
Sure.
I rolled a 4. I rolled 2 4s this time. Silly me.
So 7.
Okay. So that's gonna be 2 copper a day. So, 5. So 8 times 2 will be what your copper is that you've gained.
16.
Yes.
I don't know how to add that.
But one day while working at the inn, you do see Mr. What's his name? Ezra walk into the inn.
Into the inn in Helena?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
What do you do when you see him?
Just say, "Oh, hey, it's funny running into you here. We just found this place."
So when you first see him, he's actually talking to, what's her name? Arya's dad. But, what's up?
Uh-huh.
And, he comes up to you. He's like, "So, you found this place?"
Yeah,
like,
we
"So
found
you
it.
found this place?"
Yeah, we found it a few days ago.
He's like, "Well, my dagger's inside one of these houses over here. Do you want to go check it out with me?"
How do you know?
He's like, "Oh, I have this spell. It's called Locate Object. I'd lost my, well, basically when I'm back in the kingdom, that's how they know I'm an inquisitor."
Okay. Sure, let's go look.
He's like, "All right." And he walks up to your house and knocks on the door. Is anybody in your house other than... So I would imagine, what's his name? Harold's in there. Harold and May are still in the basement, but... And then, Tulane and Jeanette both live there. So... It is during the day.
Can I just say, like...
I'm assuming you can telepathically talk to Jeanette.
Yeah, so I'm like, don't come to the door. Like, sneak out the back.
Okay, so...
Like, have everyone sneak out the back.
Okay. So he knocks a couple... He knocks, like, another time, and nobody's answering. He's like, "Well..."
I just open the door. I'm like, let's just see if it's unlocked. No one's here.
And he's all, "Well, I was going to suggest we break in, but the door's wide open." And he, like, walks in with you. And he's, like, looking around and just kind of scanning the place. He's like, "Oh. It's like there's a teleportation circle on the floor."
That's interesting.
He's like, "Yeah." And he starts, like, looking around the place. I'm going to do an investigation check for him.
Just be like, "Do you see your dagger anywhere?"
And he does find his dagger, but he's looking around as well. He's like, "Huh. This is the house."
What house?
It's the house of the sisters I was looking for.
How do you know that?
He's like, "Look." And he, like, grabs a book, and on, like, the vinyl it says Shimmerstone on it. He's like, they're the Shimmerstone Sisters. He's like, I wonder where they're at. He's like, they do have a teleportation circle, so.
They could be anywhere.
He's like, yeah. He's like, have you taken a liking to this town?
I have, it's nice. Everyone is a halfling.
It's like, yeah, it's gonna make this much harder. And he like gets up and walks out.
Shit. Is he gonna start destroying the town?
So he goes back to the inn and he's basically, if you accompany him, which I'm assuming you are, he starts asking everybody about the Shimmerstone Sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And most people kind of know what's going on with them, so they're like, oh, the Shimmerstone Sisters, yeah, they, I don't know, they were here for a little while, they are gone. Like, especially with you there, they're like, yeah. And you can just see on his face that he's like, all right. It's obvious to me that everyone here is lying. It's fine. I don't want to hurt anyone in town. I don't even want to hurt the sisters. I just need to accompany them to accompany me back so that we can explain how these royal people died and I don't get in trouble or come back empty-handed. And he like puts his hands out. And everybody's just kind of like everybody's kind of taken aback by just how he's like, okay, I don't want to be a jerk. Let's do this an easier way. I'm going to come back in a week. All you town, and he's talking to everyone in the inn. He's like, everybody here, if the sisters are not back here within the week and waiting in their house for me to pick them up, this whole side of the forest will burn down. I'm sorry. I just have important people. I'm trying to protect my family too, okay? I'll leave it at that. Okay. He's like, and he walks out. He's like, and he's talking to you. He's like, I'm sorry. I know you like the town, but 1 week.
And I just talked to him. I'm like, so what's going on with your family?
He's like, that those royal boys I was with wanted a lackey who is very skilled and can actually get things done. So they may have kidnapped people that I care about. And yeah, I can go get them back, but honestly, they're not really kidnapped. They're kind of living a life of luxury right now. I just know they could be killed.
They could be hurt if you don't deliver.
Yes. Especially now that there are 2 dead people.
Okay. Well, I'll try to help you the best that I can.
He's like, well, hopefully the sisters are home within a week. And I'll find some other way to agitate this town. And he's like, but I'm going to be going. I don't think my presence is going to be liked much after threatening everyone.
Not likely. I think I'm going to stay behind, as I've quite enjoyed it here. And if I have to say goodbye to it, I want to spend, as much time here as I can.
He's all, I hope nothing... Hopefully you get to spend as much time here as you want. After.
Okay.
I just have a couple things to do. And he leaves.
Okay. So I'm gonna talk to Jeanette to talk to my mom.
Okay.
And be like, this is what's going on.
Mm-hmm. You fill her in, and she's like, she's all, we should have left altogether. I don't know what else to do. She's like, we definitely can't come back because then everybody has like a plausible, has a good reason not to be. What's the word I'm looking for? She's like, I don't know what to do. She's like, we can try and protect everyone in Helena by dealing with this man, but I have a feeling we might just have to kill him.
I think we should all go to him in the next couple of days, find out where he's staying, or find him while he's traveling back.
Mm-hmm.
And just ambush him. With all 6 of us. All 7 of us. No. How many of us are there? 6. With all 6 of us.
They're like, okay. Or she's like, okay, we'll come back today.
Okay.
So they teleport back. How do you want to set up an ambush?
So since we can see him on the
so he's gone back to Huckleberry and he's staying in that same inn he's been staying in.
Yeah, but it takes him a week to get there, right?
Yeah. That's true.
So if we wait until he's on his way back.
Yeah. So basically I'm saying he's going to have to wait basically in the well, he's just going to set up camp, I guess, at the Giant. Because I was not putting that together. So, he set up camp at the Giant.
Which I'm assuming the Giant is 3 days away.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we'll wait until he's coming back. And he'll basically just run into us. Like, we'll hide in the woods on the way back to Helena.
Okay.
And as he walks in, we will surprise attack him.
All right. Boom, boom.
Gotta pull out all my spells now.
Yeah. You have to pull out all of like the what's it called, the stat blocks for like your mom and her and your aunt.
I know.
Too.
I don't even have those.
You don't have them? I thought they were the first ones I sent you.
I have them from like the first week. I'm gonna have to go looking for them.
Yeah, they're really high level, so I didn't. Oh heck yeah, dude! Roger's messaging me. What up? What up, Roger? I messaged you on Instagram to ask you if you wanted to play D&D, so you should check your messages.
Roger.
Yeah, the one I used to hang out with like in high school.
Like Alex's friend Roger?
Yeah. Boom, boom. Yes, it was like 2 years ago.
About Roger.
It was like 2 years ago that I asked you. I started like playing or whatever. But we should focus on our game. But yeah, don't talk to you, dog.
Okay. I'm gonna pull up what lightning bolt does because I know that's what I'm gonna use.
Okay. Boom, boom.
If it'll open.
I know you probably have 6 other stat blocks or whatever you gotta look at. Boom, boom. I can pull some up on my end too if you need me to.
So I have Arya, Jeanette, and Telane's.
Okay.
Hold up here.
Boom, boom.
Let me see if I can pull up.
Boom, boom.
Okay. And I have Kyra and Rhea's character sheets as well.
All right. So that's the full roster there. But yeah, you basically, I'm going to say you guys can just go pull up on this Ezra guy whenever you want to.
Okay. Let me look at what she's got. Ooh, she has magic missile.
Mm-hmm.
And invisibility. Wow. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out a little bit of a plan. Because do we all get to surprise attack him? Or...
Yeah, so you'll have like basically a surprise round.
Okay, perfect.
I'm going to answer a question real quick. We only stream on TikTok, but I also repost a bunch of videos on YouTube. So I have all of our lives on YouTube right now. I am going to start streaming on YouTube, but I got to build a computer. So I'm going to be doing that in the next couple of weeks. Okay, we can do whatever you want, Manda.
Okay, so we're going to go in and we're going to run into him. And I'm going to have Jeanette immediately cast Mind Sliver.
Okay. So that is an intelligence saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Natural 1, but he's a halfling, so he has to re-roll. Oh. So he passes that for sure.
That's rude.
I got an 18, and he has a +8 on his intelligence saves.
Jesus. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is it an intelligence saving throw? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So then I'm going to have Arya cast Ice Knife.
Okay. And that's a roll to hit, right?
I think so. Let me pull it up.
Okay. Well, either way, I rolled a 14.
How do I know if that passes?
So on her little spell casting part, it should have a DC save for her. And who is it for? Arya? She should have the same spell save DC as you do. Because I made so you guys basically have the same stats.
So it's +4.
+4 to hit, so that'll be
+6.
So that'll be an 18, so it definitely hits him.
Okay. And that is gonna be 3d6 cold damage.
Okay.
And 1d10 piercing damage.
Okay. I need to write things down. Okay. So he's taking damage. This is obviously startling him awake, by the way.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
I'm going to have Tulane cast Ray of Sickness.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that's a roll to hit.
It's a roll to hit?
Yeah.
Okay. So I rolled a 4.
+5. So 9.
9, so that's a miss.
Okay. Then I'm going to have Rhea or Kyra.
Mm-hmm.
Kyra, I mean.
Yeah, Kyra.
She's gonna cast Magic Missile.
Okay. At what level?
At what level?
Yeah.
She has a lot of spell slots.
Yeah, she's very high level, so. Boom, boom, boom.
So it creates more darts?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do it at 3rd level.
3rd level, so that's going to be... Is it 1 plus...
So it's
3 darts plus 2 more.
3.
So that's going to be
Plus
5
2.
darts altogether, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It deals 1d4.
That's going to be 16 damage.
Plus 1.
Yeah, so I did the plus 1.
Okay.
Is
Force
it plus
damage.
1 per dart?
A dart deals 1d4 plus 1, so
okay,
yes.
So it is plus 1 per dart. Okay.
And then I am going to cast Lightning Bolt.
Lightning Bolt, you got it. And what kind... is that a dexterity saving throw?
Yes.
Boom, boom. He's got a really good dexterity. A 17.
He's got a good everything.
No, his 2 main skills are intelligence and dexterity, so, like, you just happen to,
He rolled a 17.
Well, I rolled a 7 and he has a plus 10 on his save.
He has a plus 10 on his save?
Yeah.
What character has a plus 10 on any save?
I mean, he's a rogue, and dexterity is his main thing.
That's BS.
I can show you a sheet after he dies.
That means I could pretty much not hit him at all with that.
I mean, you still could hit him.
Yeah, if he got a 4.
That's true. Boom, boom.
I'm gonna use, Quicken Spell.
Okay.
And do, Thunder Wave.
Thunder Wave. You got it.
So he needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution save. So that is 5, 6, 7. So that's a fail.
Can I cast that at, 2nd level?
Yeah. You can cast it whatever level you want. I'm sorry. What's the damage?
Okay. So it's gonna be 3d8.
3d8. Got it. Boom, boom. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Dang. Woo!
Yep.
Okay. So, is that everybody?
No.
Okay. Oh, is it Rhea next?
Yeah, and I'm gonna cast, fuck. All of...
Rhea's got a lot of, rogue stuff, too, so.
That's a dexterity saving throw, though. What's her save, though?
It's probably not as high as, what's her name? Kyra's. Because she only has one like, spellcasting level. The rest is, like, a rogue. Or maybe it's 2 levels, I don't remember.
This is a 6th level spell.
Oh, okay. Maybe I don't remember what I did for her. I thought it was different.
Spell save DC is 15.
Okay.
Okay, so, I'm gonna do... This is very unlikely that I'm gonna hit him, but...
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do Chain Lightning.
Okay.
So he needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Boom, boom. He passes.
Okay.
Does he only take half damage during for chain lightning though?
Yeah, he takes half as much damage, so it's 10d8.
10d8, okay. Boop boop. 8.
Is it half as much damage on... Oh, so lightning bolt hit him, it's just half as much damage. So can we do that one as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 40 damage divided by 2 is 20.
Mm-hmm.
This is
And then
the best sneak attack round ever.
this is really good.
And
And then lightning bolt was 8d6, so it'll just be halved.
8d6 halved, okay.
Mm-hmm.
$18. Cut in half.
9.
Not silly me, I should have known that. Okay. He is bleeding. But he's been bleeding for a little bit.
We just walked in there and we're like,
Mm-hmm.
we got to get rid of this guy. I feel bad though because I like him, but it's fine. So should we roll initiative?
Yeah, let's roll initiative. Who do you want me to roll for first?
Let's start with Arya,
4.
Rhea,
7.
Jeanette,
9.
Tulane.
Natural 20.
Are you writing this down? Who's going first?
I'm trying to. Okay. So we got Tulane first. We got Rhea next. Jeanette and who was first?
Arya.
Okay. Jeanette, Arya. Okay.
And then me.
18.
So I'm second. And then Kyra.
Kyra. 4.
Okay.
And then I got to roll for the guy.
Yep.
Jeez. Okay. What was Tulane's proficiency, or not proficiency, initiative bonus?
What do I add?
So it's just initiative, like up by the. It should be up, or it'll be just her dexterity. Sorry, her dexterity.
So plus 0.
Okay. Okay. So after this giant sneak attack, this guy Ezra jumps up and goes invisible.
Okay.
And you hear some like running, like kind of going the opposite direction, like going what's it called? West. And then he is trying to hide. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Is he hidden?
I got a natural 20 for a stealth check. So he's hidden. And he's invisible.
Okay, we'll just wait.
Okay. You guys wait. And he is still hidden.
I don't know what to do.
Do you guys have any
We can't
spells
see
that
him.
can, like, find him?
Huh?
Do you have any spells that can find him?
Like what?
I don't know. I'm just asking. I don't remember what I did for Kyra and what's her name spells either.
What's Dissonant Whispers?
So Dissonant Whispers, it's basically a spell where you cast it on someone and it'll do psychic damage and it forces them to run away from you. And I know that off the top of my head because I was looking at it yesterday, by the way. I don't just have all the spells memorized.
What's Calm Emotions?
Calm Emotions, let's look it up. I think it just charms people around you, but I won't check. 5e Calm Emotions. Boom!
Ooh, you know who has a good one?
Who?
Detect Thoughts. Would that help us find him?
Yeah, that's what what's her name uses a lot. That's how she reads minds or whatever all the time. Jeanette. Detect Thoughts. Let's see if it'll help her find him.
Rhea has it too.
Oh, heck yeah.
So let's do that.
Let's see if that helps. Let me look. For the duration, you can read the thoughts of a certain creature when you cast the spell. You can also use the spell to detect the presence of thinking creatures that you can't see. When you cast the spell, or as an action during the duration, you can search for thoughts within 30 feet of you. Okay, so we're going to say that right after that first round, one of those ladies, who's going first? What's her name?
Jeanette or Rhea?
Rhea. So Rhea goes just before Jeanette. Rhea casts it, and she doesn't sense anybody's thoughts other than your guys' within 30 feet, which means he probably ran more than 30 feet away. So and you guys know that he ran south, so if she runs that way, she might be able to detect his thoughts.
Okay. Let's run that way.
Okay.
Can I have Kyra cast, what time of day is it? Is that like daytime or nighttime?
So I was imagining that it was more like morning transitioning into noon time.
Okay. I was imagining it was morning too, so it's like light outside. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's start running south.
Okay. So let's run to see how far he got, because he does have some things where he can like use a dash action as a bonus action. So I just need to do some math to see how far he got. Okay, so she can get to where she just barely can notice his thoughts, but he's just at the very edge of where she's at. So he's 30 feet away from her.
Okay. So who goes first?
So it's her turn.
Whose turn?
It's Rhea's turn. So when she runs up to him, she can detect him. She's before Jeanette, if that's what you're asking.
I just want to know who goes, like, if we're going in order of initiative.
Oh, so very first it's his turn, Ezra's turn. Next is Tulane. After Tulane, it's Deidra. After Deidra, it's Rhea. Next, it's Jeanette. Next, it's Kyra. And then after that, it is Arya.
You're going to have to tell me that every single time.
Okay,
So are we starting with who's first, or are we starting with Rhea?
So we had to wait till Rhea's turn to do this, so we're starting with Rhea right now.
Okay, so she did detect thoughts.
Mm-hmm. And detect thoughts is an action, so.
Yeah, so let's move on to Tulane is next, you said?
Mm-hmm. Or no, Jeanette, sorry.
Jeanette is next?
Yes, Jeanette is after Rhea.
What does minor illusion do?
So you can make basically a noise, a like projection. Okay.
She has a spell called See Invisibility.
Oh, then she can see invisibility if she casts it.
Okay, so I'll have her cast that.
Okay. And is that Jeanette's?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to make sure I know what this does. I'm assuming it just makes it so she can see invisible people, but I want to see what the range is.
Okay.
Boom, boom. Okay, for the duration, invisible creatures and objects. You can see invisible creatures and objects as if they were visible. And you can see into the ethereal plane. And ethereal creatures and objects appear ghostly and translucent. Wow. That's a good spell. Okay. That would have helped you with that spider.
That would have.
Like a lot. But yes.
Why did I not know I had that?
Well, she wasn't fighting the spider with you. It was just you and Arya. To be clear. But, yeah, she can see him now. So he's kind of like just being like, he ran off, but now he's being like sneaky as an invisible person, like kind of like not super crouched down, but like just being quiet in the way he walks.
I'm gonna cast, I don't know. I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers.
Okay.
Let me look up what it does.
And are you quicken spelling that?
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. I'm pretty sure it's a wisdom saving throw. I could be wrong though.
You're right, it is.
Okay. Wisdom. So I got an 8, so he fails it.
Okay, good. So it's 3d6 psychic damage.
3d6?
And it must immediately use its reaction if available to move as far as the speed allows away from you. So it's gonna run farther away from us, I guess.
Okay. 3d6?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be 16 damage. And he runs further away, so now the only person who can see him is Jeanette.
Okay. So can she speak to us telepathically and tell us where he is, and we can, like...
So she can only... To be clear, she can only speak to one... Well, she can speak to one person telepathically using her hair, but she has a spell that can let her do it too, I'm pretty sure. But, if she's just doing it naturally, it's just the one person who has her hair, so that would either be you or your mom. You can decide. Because she did give your mom hair last, but we could say she gave it to you before you left.
Or we can just yell.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll just yell.
Okay.
And she'll just give us a general idea of where it's at.
Okay. Yeah, she can just yell to you guys where he's at. And since he's invisible, the rest of everybody's like attacks will be at disadvantage, but at least you know where he's at.
Okay.
Next is Kyra.
Kyra, girl. I'm gonna have her do Magic Missile again.
Okay. Boom, boom. That is a good spell for invisible people. Wait, does Magic Missile specifically say you have to be able to see them, though?
Oh, yeah, it does.
Okay.
That you can see within range.
So just pay
Sorry,
attention for
I'm not
that.
trying to metagame or anything.
No, you're good. My job is to know things like this.
I have to, like, look up all these
I know there's a lot of spells, huh? Especially these people we haven't used or whatever, so.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
Boom. Boom, boom.
So I'm gonna cast Hypnotic Pattern.
Okay, how does it work?
So you create a twisting pattern of colors that weaves through the air.
Mm-hmm.
Each creature in the area who sees the pattern must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature becomes charmed for the duration. While charmed by this spell, the creature is incapacitated and has a speed of 0. So if I cast it 30 feet away, because it's a 30-foot cube within range. I don't know what the range is. Oh, it's 120 feet.
So he's just barely 120 feet from Kyra. So he can just barely get him.
Okay, cool.
Fine.
So I'll cast that.
Okay, what's the save again? I'm sorry.
It's a wisdom saving throw. Let me look at what her save is.
Ooh, big money. Just kidding. Incapacitated. How do you spell that? Because I am bad at spelling.
Incapacitated.
I think I got it.
Incapacitated.
I got it. Incapacitated. Okay. Ooh, okay. I rolled a 4.
Well, her spell save is a 13.
Yeah, so he's incapacitated.
Okay. So we're all running towards him on our turns. Is that fine?
Yeah, so he's just stuck in this place right now.
Okay. Who's next?
Next is Arya.
Arya.
Boom, boom.
So how close are we to him now?
So you guys have a speed of 25 feet, except for Jeanette. She has 30, so I would say that Jeanette is at least, and Jeanette ran up to him already, so she only had to go 30 feet, so she can be right on him. I would say if we all took this turn to go up to him, Jeanette and what's her name, Rhea, are right next to him within 5 feet. The rest of you would be about 30 feet away, probably a little further than that.
Okay.
Boom, boom.
I'm going to cast Ray of Frost.
Okay. Ray of Frost. And that is a roll to hit, right?
I don't know. I think so.
Okay, let me check.
Yes, ranged spell attack.
Because I know she has Ray of Frost and then like another one that like does a thing. Whoop.
She does, yeah.
So I rolled a 14, so I'm pretty sure that hits because his armor class is 15.
Yeah, she's a +4.
Okay. It hits.
Okay, so it's gonna be, let's see, I'm a 5th level, so 2d8.
2d8, okay. Boom, boom. 6 plus 8.
14.
14. Okay. So what's going to happen now is he falls over. Yeah.
He's dead?
But as he falls over, and he should be dead, he disappears. Like he poofs out of existence.
Was he one of the names on that list?
You want me to read the names on the list for you?
Yeah.
Do you have that, or do you have them, or do I have them? I don't know. Let me see. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Names on the list. Ronald Bremkettle. Jory Cloudbrush. Third name, Ezra Brand. Fourth name, Lolly Volo. So yes, he was on the list. For those of you who don't know, Deidra went and bought some basically insurance from this warlock so that when she died, she would get resurrected immediately. And he had a list of names also in this ledger. And the guy that she was just trying to kill's name was in that ledger.
He's coming for us now.
Yep.
Can we, teleport there?
Right now?
Yeah, right now.
Okay, well, so you can send him a message, the warlock. Or the scribe, I guess is what we were calling him. But it's going to take you 3 days to get back to your house where the teleportation circle is. Or it's going to take you 10 minutes to, or how long? 20 minutes to make a teleportation circle. So I'll let you choose what you want to do.
Well, let's make one.
Okay, so it's going to take you 20 minutes. If you have the chalk, which I'm assuming you do because Jeanette has like a whole bag of it. Luckily.
She got it for free. She rolled a natty 20 on that one.
Yep, she did. So you guys make the teleportation circle, and you can teleport outside of the scribe's house. Or the scribe's little cave.
Okay. So we teleport outside of the cave.
Okay.
And we're gonna just cast, I don't know. Does she still have detect thoughts on, or?
So I'm gonna say that after he like teleported away, detect thoughts. Well, I guess it's a spell that she has around her. But it has been a few minutes. Let me check how long this lasts. If it lasts an hour, I'm gonna say it's still on. So it lasts for 1 minute. So it is off now. But she could cast it again if she wants to.
Okay, let's cast it again.
So she casts it again. The only thoughts she's picking up are one guy's in there. Well, and a book.
And a book. Okay. Well, let's go in there and just ask, like, where he went.
You go in there. And the scribe turns to you. He's like, ah, it's been a, eventful day.
Yeah, where did that guy go?
He's like, what guy?
The guy that teleported here.
He's like, oh, he used my teleportation circle.
Oh.
He said he was going to go meet with a man named Van.
Van. Ray! Yay!
If you're cool with it, I think we can, like, we'll keep this chase up next week. If you will.
Okay.
If that's cool with you. I think we've hit our cap. But, okay. Yeah. Is there anything you want to say before we end this stream?
No.
Okay. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you stoked?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for watching. We put up our videos every Monday on YouTube. So if you didn't see our other lives, you can go look at them there. Yeah, and we go live every Tuesday at 7:30 Mountain Standard Time. here on TikTok. So come back and watch us again. The Sisters of Stardust campaign, where I let my sister run the sidekick rules on a bunch of other characters. So yeah, we will see you next week. It was a very interesting. I'm proud of that one. It was good.
That was fun. Yeah. It started kind of slow, but we got going.
Yeah, I feel like it was a mixture of emotional investment and fear. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did learn a lot about my mom though. So.
Mm-hmm. The scepter thing's dope, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, okay, we get it now. But yeah, yeah, we will.
Because they never really told me that, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't. It took me a long time to I was like, what would they have stolen? Because you like came up with that backstory or whatever, the session 0 we did. So I was like, I need to figure out what they stole or whatever. But once I figured it out, it was dope. So
like, this is gonna be good.
So yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you next week.
See you next week.
Peace out.
Bye.